stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
You're not making this easy, dude. Good afternoon, everybody. Just doing a little bit of sharing. All right. I also have a scammer that's texting me, just so you guys know. This person had reached out to me and they said, "Can I borrow some money?" And I know this person, and I didn't know that they were going through a hard time and stuff. Started talking to her. I'm like, my friend don't talk like this. She doesn't have broken English like that. And so I called her, and yeah, somebody took her Facebook account, and yeah, so I'm trying to string them along a little bit, see if I can't find a little bit more information. Anyway, welcome to Daily Trudge. I do have a cat in my lap. That's why I'm not down here scratching my legs incessantly. But if you're here watching live or the rewatch, please say hello, and of course, welcome to Daily Trudge. Should be called the Double Daily Trudge because I seem to do 2 of these a day. I don't know why. Unfortunately, that will end come September 13th. I'll only be doing 1 a day. How hard it is to do these every day? Not very hard at all. Welcome, Kathy. Good to see you. All right. Stigma. There's no reading or anything on this. It's just, when it comes to stigma, you gotta be careful. Huh, kitty? Huh? Yeah. Remember, we were raised, alcoholics are bad people. They're skid row drunks, and they're dangerous people. Remember what they taught us in school? People that use drugs, oh man, those people are devil worshippers. And that heavy metal music that they listen to, it's the devil's music, I'm telling you. Iron Maiden, they never did any drugs and alcohol. They were very clean people, and their songs are about history. So, but remember, we were told these things, and we even split up into groups when we got into high school, right? Remember how everybody was segregated? Oh, you didn't. If you were a stoner, you didn't hang out with the jocks. Why not? I hung out with everybody. It just happened to be that the stoners were my people. But I knew a lot of jocks that got stoned. In fact, most of them did. So, I'm just trying to see. I remember when I was in Boy Scouts. I'd joined Boy Scouts. Hey, Kenny! Yay! Hi, Kenny. I haven't seen you in a minute, dude. It's good to see you. I'm glad I got to catch you. Oh, he left. Instagram kind of does that sometimes, though. They're still on, even though it says that they left. I'm finding out. So, if you ever decide to do any of this stuff, please keep in mind that the stats that they give you while you're looking at it are no good. All right, now, yeah, see, it just popped back up. So I'm sure Kenny didn't go anywhere. So we were told that these were bad people. We were told that these people live in trap houses. These people live under bridges, and they will beg for money because they're just too lazy to go get a fucking job. Right? See, our denial doesn't just come from us. We had a whole community of people that helped us in our denial. Oh, well, you can't be an alcoholic. You're not on Skid Row. Oh, I don't know what SMFH means. I'm not up on the. So if you let me know what that means, that would be fantastic. And it's probably gonna be something real simple. I'm gonna be like, oh, good duh. But I've just never heard of it. And I like to ask when I don't know. Hey Gary, good to see you. Aren't you supposed to be working, dude? Better get on that route. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know. All right. So even our denial is brought about by other people. They teach us this in school. Do you remember? Okay, shaking my fucking head. And that would definitely be a Kathy statement. Getting to know you, Kenny. It comes from society. Yes, it does, Kenny. You're absolutely correct. Right? So what can we do? The thing really is, I just want you to understand that your denial and your stigma, because you do have a stigma. I'm live right now. I just want to give you this. I'm live. Can you wait 15, 20 minutes? Okay. All right. This is my father-in-law. What, you don't want to be on camera? Thank you, Leroy. That's my father-in-law, and he won't leave me alone. Okay. All right. He just wanted to give me some. Let's go see what it was. I got a present. Let's go find out what it was. Oh. It's Cat 5 cable. All right. Yay, I just got some Cat 5 cable. So, all right. So yes, society does do a lot of this. Even when we were in school and we had classes on about drugs and alcohol and things like that, right? Um, so I see people out there and they're fighting the stigma, and I get that. I understand how you want to fight that. Why? Because we were taught to fight what you stand for. There again, bad advice from society. Because for us, fighting can spell danger. And we stopped fighting everybody and everything. And you can do something about stigma. You can, but you can't fight it. If you fight it, you know what you're in? Ha! My cat's literally dragging away the Cat 5. Go for it, dude. He had it in his mouth. He'll walk on. Okay. So society bestows that upon us also. Now we're getting double standards. Okay? 95% of the people in AA have never experienced homelessness. Okay. Most people in AA are average citizens. They are. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're nurses, they're teachers, they're woodworkers, they're plumbers. We have all sorts of really neat stuff in AA. We do. Okay. Now remember that just because somebody says that they're in recovery, right, doesn't mean you could trust them. So, you know, be careful on stuff. So if we can't fight stigma, how are we going to deal with it? Well, education seems to be the best way. Now, if you're talking with somebody who's just plain angry and is mad at the world, they don't have stigma against alcoholics and addicts. They're just angry, right? Some people just want to fight all the time. Like us. We wanted to do that. You guys, is that what you wanted out of all that? Go for it. You can have that. All right. Educating. Some people are embarrassed to let other people know that they're alcoholic or addict, and rightfully so. That's why it's anonymous. You're allowed to be as anonymous as you want. I'm all for it. I'm the kind of person where I don't care who knows that I'm in recovery. Now, I don't go run around saying that I speak for AA, because I certainly fucking don't. I speak for Trudging Together, right? But Trudging Together is not AA. Even though, have you ever counted the steps behind me? There's 12 of them there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got all of them in there. Sorry, these cats are doing stuff. It can be hard because we want to be able to find other people where we can share our experience and our strength and hope. Well, we don't want to be made fun of. I don't. I don't want to go in and tell people I'm an alcoholic. People are like, oh, you're a fuck up, and I hear that shit. All right. But there comes a time, man, when you get to a point where you are living in 10, 11, and 12, that means you have completed the steps and you are now sponsoring other people. That means your life now is you're living in 10, 11, and 12. That's what I do. That's where I live. I practice these principles in all my affairs. If I do something incorrect, I fix it immediately. And every day I work on my relationship with God. Steps 10, 11, and 12. The maintenance steps are a beautiful, beautiful place to live in. At that point, nobody can touch you. You become untouchable. Sober Naya. Welcome. I think they may have left. If not, welcome. It is good to have you. I always like new people. Doesn't mean you're necessarily new to the program, but new here, right? But you get to a place where you're untouchable. Why? Because you don't fight things. It's kind of like when I first got into the program and I would let people push my buttons, and then I got to a point where I didn't react anymore, and they stopped doing it. They went and found somebody else to go push their buttons. Now, if you try and push my buttons, So, actually, people try that all the time. It just, a lot of times it goes over my head because I used to notice that stuff. But I just don't have time. If you're passive aggressive with me and tell me something because you didn't present it right, which means that you probably didn't think about it. What it most likely was your intention was messed up, and I knew that, and therefore I wasn't going to promote it. Right? And therefore I wasn't going to promote it. This is a program of attraction rather than promotion. And we do that by leading by example, by living in 10, 11, and 12. We have to be, you got to feel that responsibility of one generation handing it off to the next. We are the next generation. Okay? We are. We're the next generation coming up on 7 years. In a few years, I'll be an old timer, right? And I will be an old timer. I don't worry about whether, like, the thought of staying sober the rest of my life is actually appealing to me. The thought that I'm never going to have a drink again just doesn't bother me anymore. But that's because I live day to day, literally every day. And if you got up before 8:20 this morning, you have more sobriety than I do because this is a day to day program, right? So educating, find the right arenas. That's what I had to find out. There were a lot of different things that I wanted to talk about. Okay. And I was trying to do it all in one arena, and that doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I had to find the correct arenas for me to share my stuff in for it to be the most effective, right? I created this arena so that I can sit and talk about my experience, my strength, and my hope in my recovery and what I've gone through, and then I share that. A lot of times, I'll approach this with a problem, and we will sit here and we will solve the problem. I will watch you. I will show you how I solve it literally in real time. I do that a lot. Okay. And that is to show you instead of just running my mouth saying what I do, I'm going to sit down and show you. Okay. I recover out loud. Okay. I recover very out loud. I'll give a fuck where I'm at. If it comes up, I'm talking about it. And I'll tell you what, because everybody is affected by drugs and alcohol now, because everybody is. That's why. Because I never know. This person may have something going on where maybe 2 lines from me could change their whole life, because those 2 lines changed my life. And that was given to me by my sponsor, who gave to from his sponsor, so on and so forth. Now we're those people. Okay. In 30, 40 years, we will be the old timers that are now passing the torch on. Then you shouldn't be texting. Gary said, I'm on the route and I'm listening in my car. I told him he should be texting. Gary's a good friend of mine. We give each other crap. So I'm glad you're listening, Gary. It's good to have you here, man. Now, you don't necessarily have to go around to everybody and tell them, hey, yeah. I was just talking to a guy at the meeting, and oh gosh, what did he say? Now it totally cleared my mind. I was talking to him after me. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Sometimes when I start using my brain, because when I come on here, I don't plan what I'm going to say. So you'll probably notice sometimes I will stop, and I can't help it. I just stop for like 5 seconds. I'm letting God back in again because my brain is starting to take over. And even though I'm allowed to use my brain today, I am. My will is in line with God's. I'm allowed to use my brain today. I still would rather have God's will. That's what I'm used to. Okay. And what does that mean? That means that I now have a set of healthy habits that allow me to carry the message with courage and faith. And I have courage. That's how I became untouchable. Is that untouchable going to be flawed every now and again? Yeah. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to let somebody find a chink in your armor. Okay? And that's why we work on healthy boundaries. There again, that is just step 10 in action. Every day is a new day that we get to go out and show God's omnipotence. So, all right. I think that's going to be it for this one. And I think we're good. So I will be back tomorrow for the Daily Trudge. Thank you for being here. Kenny, it was good to see you. I think you may have left, but that's okay. I'm just glad you showed up for a little bit. That we had Kathy, we had Gary, we had some other people, but they didn't want to say who they were, which is fine. All right, I love you guys. Peace out, and have a